Welcome back, Falcon fans. This is Taylor here. We're doing another mock draft. This time we're doing this year's mock draft, which is tonight. So I know we are all excited about it. We're just going to go around real quick and introduce ourselves. Like I said, Taylor, I'm the Director of Marketing here.
Yeah, I'll go next. I'm Kyle, Athletic Communications intern covering volleyball, hockey, and women's tennis.
And I'm Derrick Miller. I'm the Personnel Director and Recruiting Coordinator with the Bowling Green football team. Go Falcons.
Oh, yeah. So we had to invite a real football knowledge in here. So we're expecting some serious takes from you, Derrick. So what we're going to do, we're just going to draft the top 15 picks. And we already determined the order. We got Kyle going first with the first pick. I'll take number 2. Derrick will take number 3, and we'll just go through all 15, and we'll see what the draft is going to shape out looking like tonight. So, Kyle, why don't you start us off with pick number 1 to the Cincinnati Bengals?
Yeah. So, obviously, this one's being pegged as Joe Burrow across the media. I do think that the Bengals should field offers for this. I do think that they should consider Chase Young for this pick. They do have Andy Dalton on contract still, so they drafted Ryan Finley last year, so they do have options at quarterback if they would go somewhere else. Chase Young's one of 5 players that have received a 99 level grade in the draft process from Matt Miller, so he's definitely considerable for the first pick. But we're just going to go Joe Burrow. Keep it simple. Get the franchise QB for down the road.
I love it. Just delaying the inevitable a little bit. We all know where this pick is going.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We'll move on to pick number 2 with the Washington Redskins. I could spout off a bunch of stuff about Chase Young, but I think Kyle just handled that. So I'm just going to say ditto, and I'm going to go with Chase Young, 2nd overall, going to the Washington Redskins.
You hear Isaiah Simmons, you hear Okudah. Let's see. Bob Quinn hasn't drafted a quarterback yet. With this team early. You're sitting at the 3rd spot. This could be where Tua goes. A team comes up to get him. Matt Stafford entering kind of that part where you can get out of that deal. The money left on that contract gets a little bit more favorable after this season. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that they go Tua and they get the guy in the building. I'm going to go Tua here at 3.
I love it. That's what I'm talking about. I'm all about Tua going there. Screech team had him in their mock draft, and Derrick, you're thinking the same thing. I love it. Tua to the Lions. Definitely.
I know a few Lions fans who are going to be overjoyed with that.
Yeah.
I also know that might be a little upset with it. Giants could go a whole lot of different ways here. With the Lions passing on Okudah, I think that's something the Giants would definitely consider. I think Isaiah Simmons is another name. Considering they have Jabril Peppers already on their roster, you can tell that they know how to utilize positionless guys. But I think I'm going to go a totally different route here. I'm going to go offensive line, which is another one that they've been kind of rumored to go with.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Jedrick Wills to take over the right tackle position.
Okay. I like this draft already. Something new, something you're not seeing everywhere. I love it. Jedrick Wills.
Gettleman gets his hog molly in there. Mm-hmm. Somebody that they can set there on the edge, help pave the way there for Saquon, protect Daniel Jones, protect that investment. I think that's a great pick for them.
So originally I had Tua going here to the Dolphins, and that's not happening. And they got a couple more picks in the first round, so there's no reason for them to reach on quarterback if they don't think Herbert's a guy. Maybe they can get Love, or maybe they can go another year with Fitzpatrick and go for Trevor Lawrence next year. So I'm not going to go quarterback, which is what most people will pick, and they did not expect to see Isaiah Simmons at this point. So I think Isaiah Simmons is going to be the pick for the Dolphins. So you can't beat that kind of talent at this juncture when they thought he'd be gone. So going Isaiah Simmons to the Dolphins.
Pick 6. I'm here with the Chargers, and Okudah still on the board. I think they take a long look at that. Defensive line already pretty stout there with Derrick Brown on the board. I think there's need at tackle. I think that they're looking a franchise quarterback in the face at 6. If they don't go back, if they don't love anyone here, I think you have to take Justin Herbert.
Smart. Got to do it.
I'm a believer that Carolina is probably going to end up trading out of this spot in some capacity. I don't expect them to be the team picking here. Whether that's a trade up for Isaiah Simmons or a trade back for something else, I'm not sure. But now with them on the board, and since we're not doing trades, I think they have 3 options to go after. They could either go offensive guard, which is a huge need for them, I think. They could go defensive tackle, which seems to be the Carolina norm. Kind of pick up a defensive lineman every first round, every other year at least, it seems like. But I'm going to go a little bit of a different route. We're talking about Jeffrey Okudah. He just keeps falling. So I think if he's on the board for Carolina, it's going to be hard for them to pass on him. So that's where we're going to go with Okudah.
I like it. That's smart. Because that's definitely a need for the Panthers. And if he's there, I know Derrick Brown has been mocked to the Panthers literally everywhere. I don't know a mock draft that isn't Derrick Brown. But, I mean, at this stage, if Okudah's there, he's the dude right there. They need some offensive line help now that Kyler Murray's back there and he keeps getting sacked. Now they got a real star wide receiver. They always had a star wide receiver, but Fitzgerald's a little bit older, but now they got a nice younger one with Hopkins. So they need to find a way to get him the ball, and the only way to get him the ball is to get Murray some time. So I'm going to have to go with the best offensive lineman on my list. I got Tristan Wirfs from Iowa going to the Cardinals here.
I think that they're a team in the last week that's been talked about so much, trying to maybe offload some assets, and what they're going to do. They're going to press restart on this. Is Minshew the guy? I think they're going to have to come down to best player available. And I think they're going to have to go Derrick Brown here, get a stable player there on the inside. And if they are going to rebuild this thing, they're going to go inside out. That's the way that I think a lot of teams are approaching their rebuilds.
All right, here's the pick we've all been waiting for. Kyle and his Browns pick. What you got for us?
Yeah. So I spent obviously a lot of time thinking about this one, as I have every single Browns pick for as long as I can remember. This one seems the most straightforward to me of a Browns pick in a long time. Even, when we took Baker Mayfield, there was speculation of which quarterback. When we took Myles Garrett, there was speculation of do you go Mitch Trubisky, or maybe Patrick Mahomes. That would have been nice. So here, I think they stick to what they know. They stick to what they need. The analytics crew knows exactly what this pick should be because it points to it from all directions, and that's going to be Andrew Thomas. 3-year starter at left tackle at Georgia, 3-year starter for, all SEC caliber team, blocked for Nick Chubb, fits the bill way too well.
There you go. Smart and sensible. That's what you need out of a Browns pickup right there.
It is.
Just get another Thomas on the left-hand side, and you never know what can happen.
Do you let him wear 73?
No, absolutely not. How dare you tarnish Joe Thomas like that? I think they really need some help with Sam Darnold. They need to get him some weapons. And this is a deep wide receiver class, so I'm definitely going wide receiver, but the question is, who do you want to go with? Do you want to go with CeeDee Lamb from Oklahoma? Do you want to go with Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, both from Alabama? I think there's a lot of great talent up here, and honestly, I don't think they're going to go wrong with any of them. But I just love what CeeDee Lamb does for Oklahoma, so I think Lamb's going to be the choice here for the Jets to help out Darnold in the future.
Great. So we're sitting here, Colton Miller drafted last year for the Raiders, and gosh, I don't know if anyone thought that Mekhi Becton would be here at 12. Does Mayock look to go offensive line when that's a strength? Is he going to build strength on strength, or is he going to try to add a receiver? I think right here, if Jeudy, Lamb, all those great guys, I think he goes Mekhi Becton.
Offensive lineman.
I like it. That's a very Mike Mayock pick.
It is.
I like it, though. As I said, we're not going to be doing trades, so I'm definitely going to go back to the wide receiver pool. This is probably the deepest wide receiver pool I've seen in a while. I have Jerry Jeudy as my top wide receiver, but schematically, I think Henry Ruggs is the better fit in San Francisco. He has that Emmanuel Sanders type playing ability that they lost this offseason, so they're going to fill it right back up with Henry Ruggs.
Number 14, we've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the home of Rob Gronkowski and Tom Brady. And, of course, Scotty Miller, the great Scotty Miller. Shout out. Now, I had offensive tackle here as the position that I wanted to draft for the Bucs just because they gave up a lot of sacks last year, and Brady's kind of old, not very mobile anymore. But I just don't see the talent that needs to go here in the top 15. So I'm going to go to the other side of the ball, and I'm going to pick up defensive line Javon Kinlaw from South Carolina. I think he's a really good defensive line prospect, and I had him one of the very top ones. I actually had him going to the Jags in the top 10. So if he falls down here, I think they'd be extremely happy. So I'm going to go with Kinlaw to the Buccaneers. And now with our last pick in our mock draft, Derek, you got the Denver Broncos. Who do we got for our last pick here?
Yeah, the Denver Broncos are sitting here at 15. This would be probably the John Elway's dream to see Jerry Jeudy sitting here at 15 for him to scoop up and put there with Drew Lock to give him a weapon and to start building that relationship there. You got Cortland Sutton on the other side. You need to score points in this league. We just saw that in the Super Bowl. It's about speed, separation, the receiver position, and Jeudy has that. This would be a great situation for them.
That was our top 15 picks for the NFL draft. Just a quick mock. Just a side question. Where can you guys see Jordan Love going? You guys see him going in the first round, or what team could you see him fitting in with?
That's a great question. I think if he goes in the first, it'll be late. I think the Saints could maybe take him. I've heard that. I think the Colts, personally, what I have in my mock draft, I think the Colts enter back into the first round and grab him. Phillip Rivers is only on a 1-year deal, so let him sit and learn. But if he goes past those two teams, I think he could have a pretty steep fall.
Yeah. I think obviously Colts with Rivers, he's kind of going to be that placeholder for them, and that's been a spot. Love going there and being able to develop behind a veteran is a great situation. I think another spot would be 19 to the Raiders. Much like the Mahomes, Alex Smith situation, kind of a guy that is a game manager per se, someone that understands the offense, but you had this just ultra talented guy come in behind him. He's going to learn that complex John Gruden offense.
It sure will be fun, and I can't wait for this weekend. So I appreciate you guys and appreciate the Falcon fans for watching. Thank you so much, and go Falcons.
Go Falcons.
The Falcons.